What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's review I'm going to be checking out the GOMO wireless LED set, including the display sensor. Now if you're on the market for picking one of these sets up, they are available right now over at Showz's store, and links will be provided down in the description box below where you can pick up this set as well as other wireless LED sets. Now you may be wondering why I am reviewing this LED kit, as it is so different from anything else that I've reviewed over on the channel, and that's because this is ideal for bringing some of your favourite Transformers figures to life. This is a wireless LED display board, and what that basically means is that you plug this sensor board into a power main socket and it creates an electromagnetic field which sends signals to these individual wireless LEDs. So what this means is that you can simply plug these LEDs onto any figure you want in any way you so desire, put it on this display base and they will illuminate, and it is absolutely fantastic, specifically if you don't want all these ugly wires, you're worried about recharging these or the batteries perhaps dying in these. So this set here is ideal for displaying your figures with or just taking general photos with. So I'll hook this up to a power main socket and show you how it works. So in order to power this bad boy up, this set does include an adapter, so a power adapter, so that you can in fact plug it into a power main socket. However, I've got to say that if you live in the UK, you are going to need a Chinese to UK plug converter, just as the main plug that comes with this is designed to only be fitted into a Chinese plug. Now for those of you overseas, I'm not entirely sure whether the plug will work for you in the US, so you may also need to buy a plug converter, but for me it was very easy to source online, and once you have that converter, the actual set is incredibly easy to use. So to begin with, we just want to flick this button here, and you can see here that this circular section will pulsate to blue. Just rotating this round now to the front, I can bring out some of the LED packs that we get. So this here is one of the LED strips. Now you can see I have removed some of them just to test it out for myself. I do believe that you get a white color, blue, red and green. You may get some other ones as well. I believe we also get an orange, and there is a multicolored one, but these are the strips here. They're all wireless LEDs and don't take any batteries whatsoever, and you simply just want to remove them from this strip here and plug them onto any of your figures. Now I will showcase some examples of what I've managed to come up with. However, I'll also show you how this actually functions. So this sensor board here is what makes everything work. Once you have that plugged in, I believe it generates an electromagnetic field, which when you hover these LEDs over any part of this black base, they will begin to illuminate. So in order to show it in full effect, I'll first of all switch off one of my lights, and then just bringing the LED strip over, you can see that they all begin to light up, and then will all begin to fade out once you remove it from the display base. Now originally, upon opening this, that was one of the main gripes I had. I initially believed that this would power these up so that you could have these displayed on any of your shelves. They only work when you have it situated on the sensor board. However, it's great for those of you who want to display your figures on these as almost display bases, and the actual base itself is quite wide, so you can pack quite a few figures in there. Just showing you how the red LEDs look. You can see that these ones here pulsate, and then here we've got the blue ones, so just bring those in, and they also pulsate a very vibrant blue. And then here we've got the multicolored strip, which I haven't opened yet, but you can see all of the colors illuminating from the packet. And then here is the green one. I've actually used quite a lot of these, and I'll show you where they've gone in just a second. But you can see that they work anywhere on this display base. Anywhere you put them, they will illuminate. As soon as you take it off of the sensor board, they immediately come off. So you could have it hovering in the air, they would activate, remove it, and they would deactivate. So let's actually put it to practice with some Transformers figures. Now here I have the Devil Savior version of Devastator's head, or the Devil Savior split. Now you can see that I have used the LEDs and actually used blue tack to stick them on. You could probably get something a little bit more precise than blue tack. You can see that it does look quite ugly. I've tried my best to apply enough blue tack so that the LEDs stay on, however not too much so that it is glaringly obvious. But what you want to do here is simply just place it over the sensor board, and all the LEDs will begin to illuminate. So if I just place it over, you can see that all of the green LEDs have now activated, and it looks absolutely fantastic and really brings your figures to life. You can see I've put some in the actual mouth of Devastator in order to simulate the vortex grinder. I've also plugged some here for the eyes, and as we have some green left over, I may do these small little eyes. However, they are quite small on these LEDs. They're not massive, but they are bigger than those, so they'll probably look quite odd. So just moving my other lights slightly away just so you can get a better look at these. You can see that they do glow really vibrantly. We can even open the Devil Savior Devastator's head and have the Vortex Grinder look as if it's sucking everything up. Due to the size of the Devil Savior's head, you do have to have it placed at a slight angle. You couldn't necessarily have it off to the side, as some of the LEDs will in fact deactivate. And once again, that is my main problem with this, is that I wish the magnetic field that this actually gave off was slightly stronger and was slightly larger, so that we could perhaps have our figures displayed ever so slightly off. You can see that some of the eyes have in fact turned off, and I have noticed that the closer you have it to the sensor board, the more vibrant the eyes are. You can see that they are so bright when they're that close, which is a shame because the actual LEDs are so bright, but you don't really get them activating to their full potential unless they're ridiculously close to this sensor board. But I think that it does work nice enough, and I've definitely found myself having quite a lot of fun with it. So let's showcase it with another figure now. So who else did I do? I did the Human Alliance Jazz. This one was actually quite easy to do. I just stuck some of the white LEDs behind the front headlights. And then these ones are a little bit more uglier. However, once the room is completely dark, they definitely do give you the illusion that the back rear lights are in fact lit. So that too is quite a cool look. I also did the MPM Megatron's head. Now, the Masterpiece Megatron towers over this, so the magnetic field doesn't quite reach it when it's actually on the figure, but I thought that it looks quite cool. So there we have Movie Masterpiece Megatron's head, and how I did this was once again just apply some blue tack and put it where the light piping is, and it does actually light his eyes up really, really nicely. It's just a shame that these don't stay on once you remove it from the base, but still a really, really cool look. Another figure that I did was the 3A DLX Bumblebee. The original version came with some blue LEDs. However, I've always wanted to create that scene where Bumblebee goes absolutely crazy and starts blasting at Sector 7. And I think that this has done a fantastic job. You can see that the red LEDs really does set this figure apart from how it previously looked. And I just think that looks so cool. Just popping the head off so you can see what I've done. So just remove this compartment. I have once again just added some blue tack in there and have aligned the actual front of the LEDs with these small gaps that we have so that the actual light can bleed into the eyes. And you can see that as I hover it over the board, they do begin to illuminate, which I think looks super, super cool. And then one of the final figures that I've done, which I think is probably one of the most successful ones, is actually the Earthrise Optimus Prime. The Earthrise Optimus Prime's Matrix of Leadership does have a hollow gap behind it so that you can plug some blast effects. And these LEDs fit so snugly in there. I didn't even have to use any blue tack or anything. And you can see that it really does illuminate the Matrix of Leadership, which is super cool. You can have Optimus holding it, or you can plug it into the chest. I did also do the blaster. However, due to how thick the plastic is, the connection between the LED and the sensor board isn't as strong as I perhaps would have liked, but it definitely still creates the effect nonetheless. And then just putting this back in the chest, even when you close the doors, you can still see the LED pulsating through. So they are definitely very strong lights. But I think that this is probably one of the most successful ones that I've managed to do so far. So that was my review on the GOMO wireless LED and sensor board kit. Now, once again, you can pick this up right now over at Showz's store, and I will include links to that down in the description box below. Personally, I actually think this works quite well. You can see here that I have got multiple figures actually lined up on this display base, so it is definitely quite a large piece and you are able to pack in a lot of figures. You can see that I also think that it's done a great job. The Bumblebee I think is really nicely done. The Megatron's head is quite cool. I really love the look of the Devil Savior Split's head when it has got all the green LEDs lit, and I think that the Matrix of Leadership looks absolutely fantastic embedded within Optimus Prime's chest. There is definitely a huge advantage to not having any wires, and you don't have to worry about clearance issues or anything of that nature, and I think that it just creates for a very easy and enjoyable experience. If I had any problems with this kit whatsoever, it would be that I wish the range was ever so slightly larger. I wish that either the base was ever so slightly bigger, or the electromagnetic field that this does in fact emit was slightly bigger so that we could perhaps have some figures around the display base, or if this actually charged the LEDs so that you could remove the figures and place them on any of your shelves, and the battery life that you would have obtained by leaving them on this would preserve the LEDs on the shelf for a short amount of time. But for what it is, I think that it is a great set. It definitely does add a whole new extra layer of life to your figures and really does bring them to life. I found, as I said, I found myself having so much fun messing around with this kit. I've plugged them onto various different figures, some of my Studio Series figures. You can see here the Earthrise, the Devil Saviors, the 3 Zeros. So really quite a lot of different figures this can in fact be used with. And of course, if you're a Gundam collector, you can plug these into your Gundams. So I really hope that you enjoyed this review. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section below. And also be sure to let me know your thoughts on this set down below. Thanks for watching.